I'm Rezlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, was that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Value Pack. Now, this is coming out one day late. Frosty had like 30 hours of recording to do for his band over the course of the weekend, so this is coming out on a Tuesday. The other thing you're going to notice is that this is going to be a bit of a shorter podcast. The reason for that is twofold. One, Frosty is tired as hell. It's also late as fuck for me. So we both don't want to let this drag on for too long. Two, there's just not a lot to talk about, honestly. We are going to touch on Sorc Succession, but that is really the only big thing that we're really going to get into. But we'll get into that here shortly. First, I want to announce that the next podcast we are going to have on General Moores, right? That's his name?
Yes. Okay. General Moores, a.k.a. Salandris, the... Archer with
he is widely seen as one of, if not the best archer in NA, and he is gracious enough to bless us with his presence. So we're going to be asking him all kinds of questions, how it feels to just left click and kill everybody, things like that. So that'll be good. If you want General Moores to answer any of your specific questions, join the Discord. We have a channel in the Discord that is called Guest Questions. Every single time that we know who we're having for our next guest, we will, well, not every time, but a lot of times, we will post in there, hey, we're having on this guest, and you can ask them a question, and then we will pull questions from there to ask our guests. So this time it's General Moores. So if you join the Discord, you go into guest questions, and then you ask General Moores, why is Archer so easy? And then on the podcast, we will be like, hey, General Moores, why is Archer so easy? And, I'm sure he'll really appreciate that. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, make sure you're joining the Discord and taking advantage of that avenue of communication with the guests that we have. So, yeah, make sure you do that. Also, you can't rely on the podcast to know who the next guest is going to be, because usually whenever we're recording, we don't actually know who is going to be the next guest. Usually we have ideas of who we want to have on, but we don't know for certain. So this is one of the very rare times where we know quite early that we are going to have or who we are going to have on for our next guest. So make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you take advantage of that avenue of communication that we are providing to you. Moving on, we have two small things to just kind of touch on, and then one kind of big thing, but again, not a lot going on. So first, we have events. So there's a metric fuckload of events going on right now, in case you haven't noticed. There's still the Thrill of the Hunt thing going on, I believe, right? And then...
like the last part. Wait, I don't even remember. What is the last part now?
Yeah, I think it is. I'm still getting dailies. Yeah, it definitely is. I just picked up a daily earlier today. The daily loot scroll or whatever. So.
Oh, yeah.
So that right. Shit's still going on. Then they're having some boat thing where you can turn in these tickets for some boat piece or something. I don't know.
It's not a loot scroll. It's the blessed message scroll, which is the EXP.
That one.
Yeah. And then Moonlight and all this. Yeah. Season of the Hunt.
And then they're having some boat thing. If you don't care about boats like me, you can literally just sell it for 100K. So it's nice. And and then
standard.
Dude, it's just free trash loot.
100K. Oh my god.
Hey, that pays for pots, dude. And then they're having Halloween events. So the Spook is back. So randomly, when you're running around the world, you'll get some message pop up that says, do you remember what it says, Frosty? It says like something is watching you or something.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Something along those lines. I actually haven't even seen one I've been in history the whole time. They don't spawn in history or Hawkman.
Rip, dude. I've seen one. I was running through Kama and then it popped up and I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Spook. That's right.
I think they drop like fairly basic items and then some of the costume pieces, right?
Yeah. So
you can make the whatever one of the.
Let me phrase it this way. I actually can't recall what I got out of the spook, so that means it was nothing important. But still, it's
one armor stone. You got one armor stone. Dude.
Yeah, dude, probably. Still, I mean, it's literally just more free shit. So if you're running around in the open world and you see that mess pop up, that means that if you look around, there should be a spook nearby that you can go and kill. There's also a daily for the Halloween thing. It's the candy one, where you combine the 2 pieces of candy into the jack-o'-lantern, it's a candy and a pumpkin. I don't know how a candy and a pumpkin make a jack-o'-lantern, but anyway.
Duh. How do you not know that?
The jack-o'-lantern is basically like a GM box, isn't it? Isn't it like the exact same thing?
I haven't made one yet. Let me make one. I'm gonna make one now.
I'm pretty sure it's literally like the exact same thing. Like you're gonna get armor stone or crons out of it, almost guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, don't be so negative, dude. I'm gonna get a boss box probably. Right?
Hey man, you could. Who knows?
What is it? 4 and 4. You have to line them up in an eye shape. You take Halloween bag through. Well, yeah. How does that make a jack-o'-lantern?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Should it be like a pumpkin and a candle or something?
Maybe it makes a full basket of candies would the net result.
Koreans got some weird ass jack-o'-lanterns apparently.
Oh no, dude! I'm probably gonna get a resplendent Alk stone right now. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I got a sharp.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Ooh, a Calx elixir.
There you go.
Probably one memory fragment and a will tendon elixir.
There you go. Yeah. We're really stretching for content. We're opening jack-o'-lanterns on the podcast.
Dude, it did give me one memory fragment. That pisses me off.
One memory fragment, dude. Dude, that's like
what the
dude, I literally I ran, not to get off track, but fuck it, we need content. I ran my rifts yesterday, like 7 of them. Dude, legitimately 5 out of the 7 were cron stones. I was like, well, I at least probably got like 50 cron stones or something. I opened up my inventory, I literally got like 20. I was like, oh my fucking god. 7. So I want to make clear, 7 dark rifts turned into an Orkinrad belt, a crescent, and 20 cron stones. I wanted to kill myself.
I have 10, but they're all still tier. Oh, I guess the tier doesn't change the kill speed, right? Just how much damage they do?
Yeah.
I always forget. Yeah. I'm just lazy. I'll wait till it's 12, I guess. But I got super carried on my last one. My last one, what's the shittiest box? Blue, right?
Yeah.
The blue box gave me like a Leighton and an Ogre.
Damn.
It was awesome, dude.
Do you remember in the good old days when Rifts first were released and people were actually excited for them? And now it's just like a cronstone generator, basically. So sad.
Well, I mean, if you do a full set of 12 at once, I feel like you still get somewhere between 200 and 250 mil, depending on what you get.
You're luckier than I am.
I mean, even with what you got, right? I mean, whatever. You did 8. 7. So you got 20 cronstones, 20 mil. Orkinrad was like 15 mil, and a Crescent Ring was like 35 mil. Still like 70 mil for...
Yeah, I think I'd probably get like 150 to like 200 if I was to average it out, but who knows? Maybe I'm off. Maybe I only remember the bad things that I get.
Dude, those cronstones is towards your next Ben Eve attempt.
Dude, yeah, I'm now 0 for 47, I believe, on pin attempts across everything. So that's nice.
Hell yeah. That's pretty good, dude. Catching up on my dim tree.
Some people never struggle.
See, this is the dilemma, man. Is now I have to use a stack. I have to go for try on a 43 stack. And that, I don't know why, but that kills me inside. That feels too high.
It's a pretty high, yeah. I mean, I would still consider that try though, but that's definitely try. Like you fail once, maybe twice, and that's a tet.
The problem is once it goes, I'm out of tri-stacks again. So fucking hate this game. Oof. I gotta go run Valencia. Oh, that would be good content in the background. Why don't you take me on a 2-seater through the Valencia 1 quest line?
I don't have 2-seater. Also, no thank you. I
think that sounds fun.
Okay. Is that it for events? I think that's everything.
Yeah. Wait, did you say the what was the last thing? The stupid cookies for the accessory?
Oh, I forgot that one. Yeah, there's cookies.
Yeah, there's coin.
Yeah, there's coins or cookies or something that you get. You get what, 5 a day, I think, and you turn in 40 of them for the accessory box.
You can either get crons for cheap, a sharp, or no, 6 sharps or something.
Yeah, I think it's 6.
Valk's Cry for 25 stacks, or not Cry, but the Valk, whatever, advice to Valks, which is bullshit. 25 stacks. I need a 35 stacks.
Just fucking Valk's Cry that to 35. Boom, tri-stack, easy.
No, I can't do that, dude. I don't like Valking that early, like on stacks that I'm trying to blow up really quick.
Yeah.
That makes me feel even more guilty. That's like hitting try on a 55 stack. I get the same feeling as hitting a try on a 45 stack that was Valked 10 times. There goes my 10 Valks. The fuck?
All right. Oh, you know what other thing happened that we didn't touch on? Isn't the Great Ocean update on the Global Test Lab?
Yeah, it's coming out this week.
Yeah, so
they announced a date.
Exciting, coming out this week. Great Ocean update for all of you people that like ocean content or want to like ocean content. Apparently it's going to make it better. I don't know how much, but better. And it's also apparently supposed to kill sea monster hunting, which I think everyone is happy about.
I don't think everyone is happy about that.
I'm happy about that.
Why?
Fuck those kids.
Dude, sea monster hunting's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, no.
Like it's not too OP, it's just Yeah, I
actually don't care one way or the other. However people make money, I really don't give two shits. As long as they're not actually like cheating, I really don't care. Yeah, so Archeage is going to be dead once the Great Ocean content comes out. Because
it's going to kill it, re-kill it. Oh no.
Everyone plays Archeage for the ocean content, right? So videos like, dude, we got to kill Archeage right after it drops. How do we do that? Great Ocean update, dude.
Dude, I was watching some of the Great Ocean content. While the naval stuff is definitely cool, just because the controls are better and it's fast paced. I don't know if it's more realistic. It's probably less, but it looks easier to control for a game, right? But the fighting, like, I don't want to hear that Archeage does underwater like combat well. No, all they did is just make it when you're underwater that like gravity doesn't apply properly. It's like you're above water, so you sink to the floor and fight as if you were not in water. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It's so weird when I watch it. It's like, yeah. I mean, I guess you move easier in the water, but it like doesn't really make sense.
I think the only part of the Great Ocean update that I think I heard, so I hope I'm correct on this, that I actually think is really cool, is I was told that if you're driving the ship, you can shoot the cannons now. Like, you don't have to have other people shooting the cannons for you. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. But if that is true, that's actually sick as fuck, and I don't know why it wasn't like that from the beginning, in all honesty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know there's a new ship, or a couple new ships entirely. There's like upgradable ships. There's like a couple paths you can go. The tree didn't make a lot of sense to me because I don't do any boat stuff. But they also have it's coming with that new guild boss. You can hire a crew. There's going to be a bunch of new islands to explore, and the ocean's like just bigger. There's going to be the barter system, so you can trade items, I guess. I don't know. So I'll put on remastered. I'll take my fishing boat to Lima Island, exchange what's left of my pirate bandanas, and then I'll come back and I'll give you guys a report. All right?
Pretty much sounds like it. I'll hop on my raft and go to the closest rock that I can possibly go to from the shore, and that'll be my boating experience in the Great Ocean. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if the Guild Galley is still going to be like useful after they release all these other boats.
I know, right? They need to do. Well, I don't know if you can upgrade the Guild Galley or anything, but that shit is fucking slow, man. They need to like make that thing faster.
Yeah, it's already like Guild Galley is basically like the poor man's ship. Which is upsetting because you work so hard to get it as a guild, and it's so like not rewarding. It's like, yeah, we all came together and worked really hard to make this Guild Galley. All right, now everybody go hop on Jim's ship so we can go to Vel. It's like, don't even use it.
It looks cool.
It does.
Although, actually, it does. Can you dye it or change its look at all?
I don't believe so, no.
So, never mind. I take that back because it's like a gross-looking moss green color, actually. I hate it. It doesn't look cool. The design looks cool, but the color scheme is... It's like that guy in the neighborhood that hasn't painted his house in 45 years.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe boat people can let us know if there's any redeeming qualities to the Guild Galley. Actually, I can think of one as a non-boat person. You can use the Guild Galley as a flag in war. There you go.
That part is cool.
Yeah, that is an actually useful thing that only the Guild Galley can do. So 1 point for Guild Galley, 5 million points for every other ship in the world. So,
yeah.
All right, I moved it, Frosty. We're gonna do Archeage first. So, Archeage dropped.
All right.
Archeage Unchained. This is the 17th relaunch of Archeage. I'm hearing mixed reviews, but I think majority of people are pretty happy about it. So, if the game stays like non-pay to win, which somebody told me that there is a little bit of pay to win in it, but it's not nearly as bad as it was in previous iterations. It's very minute, but
wait, is that?
Somebody said that in Discord the other day. I don't know. I've never played Archeage before now, so I don't have anything to go off of, and I don't even know what would be pay to win in the shop if I saw it with my own two eyes. So I honestly don't know. They might just be referring... I know there is something you can buy that's almost like a Camo Blessing, where it like restores labor apparently at an increased rate. Maybe that's what they were talking about. Like, that's the only thing that I know of that might be considered pay to win, but I don't even... Like, that's not even really pay to win. Is a Camo Blessing pay to win? I don't think it is.
I mean, it kind of is. A 20% drop rate increase.
Yeah.
Granted, everyone says it's a scam and that they don't see any difference.
But imagine if it was only an energy increase. Is that still pay to win? I don't know.
No, but labor... So, what, are you equating labor to energy?
I mean, they're kind of similar. I know labor does a lot more, but...
Yeah, labor, there's a lot more. Like, labor is like energy was back in the old days of BDO where you needed it to process and do all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Before Prolobis wrapped their heads around the fact that nobody liked fucking dealing with their goddamn energy, and they were like, "Oh, hey, we should just make this not as cancer."
Right. So my thing with Archeage is I think it's a cool game. I'm gonna play it a little bit. I still think the combat is pretty shit, but it is decent for a tab target MMO. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Like I would rather play Archeage in the way the combat works in that game than
Bless.
Final Fantasy 14, Bless, or especially Bless or WoW. But mostly because the movement is, there's cool things you can do with the movement, even if it is jank as fuck. And I don't know. It has some cool stuff that you can do with PvP that like matters, like the way it keeps track of your kills and your reputation and all that is kind of cool. I don't know, but it is a game from 2013. I love so much the so it's funny. Apparently, when you remaster a game or unchain it, well, what was what was the Archeage version called? I forget it. Because
Archeage version? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, Archeage just announced, like before Archeage Unchained came out, they showed like the different. They like updated the graphics massively.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Well, this is what I was going to say. Like, they showed a side by side, and I swear to God, it was a lie. So you have two options. You can go the BDO route, where you show the side by side, and in game it actually is that beautiful, but it's completely unplayable because your frame rate is shit. Or you go the Archeage route, where you show a side by side and it looks beautiful, but then when you play it in game, it still looks like dog shit, but it runs just fine. Those are your options with remastering, apparently. I like saw the side by side and it was like, oh dang, like I didn't play the old game, so I don't know the difference, but I was like playing. I got to like level 15 or 16, and I was like asking everyone, I was like, dude, when is that like remastered version supposed to come out? That shit looks sick. And they're like, oh, this is the remastered version. I'm like, oh no.
It so definitely bad. Is like, it's definitely not BDO in terms of the graphics, but there's not a lot of games that are, you know?
No.
Archeage is a very stereotypical Eastern MMO, honestly. And like, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, it's a good MMO, but it is a very stereotypical Eastern MMO, especially in how it looks. Like the characters and like the environments and things like that. And I don't know. Honestly, I found my biggest complaint with the game so far, aside from being that like I literally can't get anybody to join the server that I'm on. So Monka. But I think my biggest complaint with the game is that sometimes, like when I'm running to a destination, it feels really fucking empty. Like, even if there's like a couple players around me, because in my head I'm comparing it to WoW basically, because that's the most recent like MMO that's not BDO that I've played. And in WoW, you literally can't step like 1 foot off the goddamn road without getting attacked by something. So there's like there's always shit around. The world of WoW never feels like empty. Or I won't say never, very rarely. And in like Archeage, it's so like here's a group of mobs, here's a group of mobs, here's a group of mobs. You do these quests in this area, and then you run 500 distance, and it's just desolate for 500 distance until you get to the next area, and then you pick up the next 3 quests, and then it's group of mobs, group of mobs, group of mobs. And you do those 3 quests. Another 500 distance. Just a desolate, no man's land. There's nothing. Like, maybe there's one guy with a quest to go, like, put out fires or something on a house in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And then you got another 250 distance of absolutely nothing until you get to the next, like, quest hub, basically. So, I think that's my only complaint. I think BDO kind of suffers from the same problem, but not as bad. BDO is in between WoW and Archeage, where like you're not getting attacked just for stepping 1 foot off the fucking road, but it's also not like you can go 500 distance without seeing a single like mob. I don't know.
Well, I think another thing is it probably feels different in the late game or end game when like you're traveling a lot quicker in Archeage, because I think a lot of the dead space in BDO doesn't feel as dead when you're like drift and
on a T8. Yeah, you're just speeding through everything. Yeah, that's true.
But dude, I fucking hate fail stacking. God.
But I don't know. Like, even like I don't know. Even I'm trying to compare like my starting zone where I started out in Archeage to like the area around like Olvia and Velia. And Olvia and Velia, the surrounding area, Balanos, I guess as a whole, just feels way more packed.
Yeah, there's
like mobs,
useless goblins everywhere and stuff. So you feel like there's always something to kill.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, they are useless goblins, right? But if you're a new player, like trying out this MMO, that feels like nice. You know, it feels like the world is alive, even if it's just a bunch of fucking nothing standing around, you know?
You know.
So it's like, even if it's like, you know, you do your quest and then you're running to Velia, you can see like little ferrets and deer and rabbits and shit just all over the goddamn place. Like every 5 feet, there's another goddamn animal.
Yeah. So, do you know if in Archeage, like late game, are you still kind of fighting one mob at a time? I don't know why, but I can't stand fighting one mob. Like in Terra, you could group up mobs a little bit and fight like 3 or 4, but I don't know. The beginning of Archeage, it feels like you kind of run around fighting one mob. You know what I mean? Like they're like too hard they're too difficult to group up. If you group up 2, you're gonna die.
Right. I don't know. At the point I'm at, I'm only like level 37 or something in Archeage right now. But at the point I'm at, it's still like I'll pull 2, like 3 is like pushing it. Like 3 is like I really have to try hard my ass off to like get this shit done basically. But also I'm playing like Battle Rage, so I have like a couple really good AoE abilities. Sunder and Spin are both like really powerful in their AoE. So they hit like everything in front of me basically.
Right.
So if it's a class that doesn't have abilities like that, then definitely you're not going to be able to kill multiple targets.
So you chose Zerker.
So the path that I was going, the class or whatever combination, I don't know what the technical term for it is a Shadow Blade. Because I asked my friends, I was like, I want to one-hit people with a big-ass sword. What can I do that with? And they were like, Shadow Blade or Dark Runner, but everybody's going to be playing Dark Runner. So I was like, well, I'm a hipster, so I'm going to go Shadow Blade. So.
Dang. That's pretty cool.
But then Piotr is like, oh no, don't use... I was like, hey, do I use an Odachi or a Great Sword? I don't really care. They're both big-ass swords. And then he was like, Great Axe. I was like, really? Why? He's like, they're just better. I was like, fuck, I gotta use a Great Axe now. Not what I wanted. I guess I'll take it.
Why is it just better?
I don't know. He says that it's better. He was like, you want to use a Great Axe if you're doing Shadow Blade? I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, at least if you're a healer, you get double fucked if you want to go the healing route, because you have to basically level a DPS weapon and a fucking healing weapon, because one has healing stat, the other has damage. It's fucking dumb.
Monka.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a cool game. I would say this game more than any other I've noticed in BDO.
Yes.
An effect.
Which I called it. I said that. Like, dude, people didn't realize. People were like, oh, this is just going to be another Bless. I'm like, you're fucking retarded if you think that, okay? Listen, like, legitimately, at least 25% of BDO's population is ex-Archeage players. Like, there's a huge amount of Archeage players that came to BDO because they left Archeage because the shit was so pay to win. And then fucking Omega lol, this game becomes even more pay to win. Well, probably not. I've heard some shit about old Archeage. But, like, of course, if Archeage comes out with a version of the game that's not pay to win, all those people are going to be like, oh, hell yeah, I'll jump back into the game. Why not?
Right.
It's definitely no BDO killer. That's for sure.
I'm rooting for it to succeed because I like the idea of a game that is predicated on no pay to win succeeding.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can I get listen, hear me out. Archeage 2. Literally just take Black Desert like shell and then throw all your Archeage shit into it. I'd be like 1,000,000% down with that.
Yeah. All right, here's a fun question. If BDO re-released right now Black Desert Online Unchained.
Unchained, dude?
No, wait, Unhinged. And it has no pay to win. Like, no, the Pearl Shop is just every month you get, I don't know, every month you get 3,500 pearls. So the Pearl Shop is exactly as it is now, but you can't buy pearls with money. The only thing you can pay for is a value pack, and it's separate. That's it. So it's basically a subscription game. Would you be down? Yeah or nay? Or maybe you could just buy it one time, $50. Would you relinquish all of your progress to play that version?
Like in this version of the game is still going?
Yeah, this version's still up.
I'm leaning towards no, but like if literally all of my friends and like my guild were going to, then I'd do it, but because I want to play with them, right? But I don't know.
Right.
If they were kind of like on the fence, or if like some of them were going, some of them weren't, I'd probably lean towards no, just because I don't really want to like start all over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably try and play both for a while. TBH. I'd like AFK fish on this account because let's be honest, that's all I really do anyway. And then I'd just play on the other server, the Unchained server, XD.
Yeah.
But we all know that'll never happen because Prolibus is a bunch of greedy fucks. Unfortunately. Our Korean overlords.
Well.
Dude, Terra, I'm holding out for Terra too, dude. One of these days.
Yeah. Maybe.
Wasn't Terra 2? Wasn't Terra didn't it have a little bit of pay to win in it as well?
It had pay for massive convenience. You couldn't fast travel unless you had the premium subscription. Think about how horrible that is, because that world was like getting around was not like BDO. Like the mounts, yeah, they were faster, but they were fucking slow. Like it would take you like 2 hours to travel across the map. So it was like you basically had to fucking, I don't know. I don't remember though. I stopped playing so long ago. I don't remember if it had pay to win. It wasn't, at the time I was playing, it wasn't even a thought because I just never would have bought stuff in game.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But I don't know.
I was playing Terra so casually when I played it that the only thing I ever looked at the cash shop for was costumes.
Right.
So I didn't really care. But if it wasn't pay to win back then, it probably was/is now, because all the games are. Go back and look at, if you look at reviews for like old, like decent MMOs, like Rift and Terra and I don't know, a bunch of other ones. All these like MMOs that were popular for a short amount of time. It's like you look at the reviews and it's like, yeah, I used to play this game, but I don't anymore because they added like an ass load of fucking pay to win. So I'm not gonna play a pay to win game. And it's like the people reviewing it have like fucking 15,000 hours into the game. It's like, holy shit. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
And I don't think Terra doesn't have AFK time either. So that's like, they were actually playing.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. I don't actually know. I have Steam pulled up. Let me go look at the reviews for Terra. We need content anyway, right?
No, we have plenty. We've gone too long already.
Have we? What's the time?
I don't know. Long. Not that long. 30 minutes, maybe?
30 minutes? Oh, actually, Terra's still fairly recommended. Oh, here it is. See, this is what I'm talking about. This man's got 5,000 hours. He starts off his review by saying he's been playing Terra for over 6 years.
Oh, no.
And it's a not recommended. And this is what it is. Oh, but this isn't about oh, well, so it seems like if we're to trust this random dude who I found on the review page opinion, apparently they've devalued PvP and they've put a lot more focus into PvE. Which, I mean, I don't know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think if you want to make a PvE-based MMO, that's fine. If you don't want it to be, like, the main function to be PvP, you know?
I agree. I just, not if you start it as a PvP MMO and then transition it over. Then you kind of fuck the people who, you know, have been playing for 6 years.
True. He also talks about how apparently the servers are dog shit at the time of him writing this review. He says you literally cannot play the game without a VPN. Oh, jeez. This guy has 900 hours. He says not recommended because the end game is just grinding. I hate to break it to you, brother. That's almost every MMO in existence. Feels bad.
Yeah, dude. What's everyone's beef with grinding, dude?
I don't know. It's like I feel like every MMO has a grind. It's just what kind of grind do you want, really? Like, it's just different grinds. That's all it is. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still chasing stats, right? You're always chasing stats. You're always chasing those upgrades regardless of the MMO you're playing. Whether it's WoW, Archeage, BDO, Terra, Rift, fucking Bless. Like, you're always chasing upgrades. It's just about like, I don't know, which grind bothers you the least. You know? This guy is really upset. He's played for 0.1 hours. He says,
oh, yeah?
He says, fuck you, Blue Hole Inc. You not allow me to log in, and I fucking create a account and reply to reset to fucking passcode, and you not allow me log in. Why not put to just use Steam login, you fucking stupid Inc. piece of shit developer. You guys shut down Inc. stupid ass.
All right, that seems a little overboard.
Yeah, that seems a little excessive. Feels bad, dude. All right, let's move on.
All right.
Okay, hold on. One more. This guy says, TLDR, how to sum up Terra. 3 points. 1, community is a bunch of kinky lolly freaks. 2, the models. 3, ERP. What more could you want in a game? Recommended with 1,500 hours played.
Oh my god. Yeah, that game does have kind of weirdos, because the whole thing is like, it's like all the outfits are like bikini skimpy shit, and then you also have like the little, what are they called? Is it lollies? Ellens, the kids, where it's like, yeah, it's long.
Okay. Anyway, moving on to our only actual topic today. Sorc Succession came out on Global Lab. Frosty, did you get a chance to try it out?
I did not, but I did watch. I watched a little bit. I watched a few videos on it. I watched it grinding in Histria. I watched it dueling. I watched it just generally fighting against dummies. I think it looked so badass, dude. Really? Did you watch it at all?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it has some like really cool ideas that are not, well, maybe they are on other classes, and I just don't understand how other classes work enough with Succession, so I'd have to see it. But it has they added some really cool stuff, like Bloody Calamity, you know, the skill Bloody Calamity, the little pool of blood around the Sorc that they use. They added where now when you use on the hotbar, the long version, it at the end of the animation, you have a Dream of Doom above your head, and it's big and red, and it explodes red, and it's just literally another Dream of Doom, but it doesn't have I don't think it has a CC. So it's just damage.
Interesting.
Which is kind of cool.
Is it super armor or what?
I can't read Korean, but it's protected. I don't know if it's protected the whole time you're holding it, but it's definitely protected during the start animation of Bloody Calamity. The 2 awaken skills they gave Sorc were turn back, slash, and violation. I still haven't been able to see if you can do the turn back cancel the way you can in the current version, but they also gave violation frontal guard again, which is crazy. The violation, actually, I thought it was going to look so stupid because it's she doesn't have a scythe.
Yeah.
You know, so she's like spinning around without a scythe, but they actually made it look really, hold on, I'm going to have you, let me find the spot where she does it. Hold on. I'm going to have,
we're going to get a live reaction. First reaction.
Yeah, a live first reaction video or from you. That'll be good. I'm showing the Bloody Calamity thing on screen right now. But it's crazy because it's the normal Bloody Calamity animation, but after the animation ends, you have a charged Dream of Doom basically. All right, let me send this to you. We can watch this together. I'm trying to find at what time she does the violation. Here we go. So at go to 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay.
It's the last one she does. And just full screen it and look. The violation actually looks really fucking cool. Like the Sorc spins around in it, and then like I don't know, like
oh yeah,
would it be like anime Kamehameha at the end? You know, like powering up or some shit. It looks fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty sick.
The turn backslash one, I think it's the one right before it. The turn backslash one's kind of lame looking. Like they didn't really do anything. She basically needs to be holding a scythe. But look at the Bloody Calamity thing. So the Bloody Calamity one, go to 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay.
And watch that shit. The red also just looks so fucking cool.
Oh,
and it has a shorter cooldown too. It's only 20 seconds. So yeah, they did some cool stuff. They gave a ton more damage to Abyssal Flame. So I mean, obviously I'll have to test it and mess with it, but if it has a similar damage percentage to Dream of Doom now. It's like 1153 times 5. It still has annoying like the keybinds are annoying because they conflict with Dark Flame. There's a way to do it where it doesn't fuck with your Dark Flame, but it's kind of tedious. But so that's kind of cool. They gave Crow Flare, which is just a spinning kick thing. They gave that a protection. I'm not sure what protection. They gave Bloody Calamity protection. They gave Violation protection and Shadow Leap, which is their dash and awakening. Since they don't have it, they basically extended the range of rushing crows, so it moves like the same exact distance as Shadow Leap now, which is kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, overall it looks kind of neat. The things it's losing is you don't have C swap for frontal guard, and you don't have the lingering frontal guard from the awakened Night Crow. So that'll be interesting on playing around that, but you do have more skills with protection that you can rotate, so we'll see, and a lot more range damage, so we'll see. I don't know. It looks fun as fuck, but the animations look really cool.
I wonder if that Bloody Calamity DOD heals.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I can't wait to try that shit out. But it makes me worried, because so right now the ones that look really cool to me are like the Musa, the Tamer, and the Sorc, which are kind of already classes that are pretty strong PvP. I mean, obviously like Tamer large scale people complain about, but 1v1s and stuff, it's pretty good. And I'm like, dude, they're gonna make Ninja and Kuno so busted. I already know.
Well, like the issue, I don't really have much knowledge on Kuno, but I do know quite a bit about Ninja. Not as much as a Ninja main, but the main thing that ninjas use Awakening for is movement, right? So it's like, if they buff ninjas fucking damage, rather, sorry. They buff ninjas pre-awakened damage, and then give them like Serpent Ascension and like something to move with, or maybe just improve the movement within the pre-awakening kit itself, so it's less of an issue. You don't need the awakening for it. Then it's like, fuck, man, everybody's going to be playing that shit because that's going to be insane. Yeah. I mean, really, I think the only thing I think ninjas use their awakening for is the movement and the frontal guard. I think that's pretty much it. And grab, I guess. They use grab quite a bit.
No, I mean, Murderous Intent is one of the main CCs.
Yeah, that's true. But that's also movement.
It is, but you're using it. They do use it to move, but they also use it to CC a lot.
Yeah.
All right, wait, I'm
counting that under movement.
I mean, Serpent for damage, right?
Yeah. I'm almost positive they're going to give Serpent. Like, that's kind of like the keystone ability.
No, dude, they're going to give them fucking Drastic Measure and Katana Shower, and ninjas are going to be pissed.
I hope, dude.
All right, look.
Great.
Wait, check out the new 100%, the Dream of Doom 100%. It's at 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
3 minutes?
It's a giant, it's a giant ass vacuum, and then a Dream of Doom after.
Oh,
it's pretty fucking cool.
Interesting.
Looking. Yeah, look at oh no, this one doesn't. I watched a different video of like Sorc using it near the dummies, and it just like vacuums all the dummies in like directly to the Sorc. It's kind of cool.
They gave Sorc ulti a Valk suck.
Yeah, so, I don't know if it works in PvP though.
Another reason not to have Valks in your guilds.
Yeah, exactly. Screw you, Valk. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm fucking excited, and we're like pretty far along. So I feel like we're gonna probably see. They're definitely gonna. I think they're gonna show like Mystic Striker, Archer, Lawn like at the very end. So Zerker's coming up here, man.
Dude, I hope. I'm ready. I'm ready to see what they bring. Again, as I've been saying, I doubt I'm gonna go for it, but I'm excited to see what they do. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm almost positive it's gonna be ground lifting and devastation. Maybe not. I'm 100% certain on devastation. I'm only like 70 to 80% sure on ground lifting.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only other thing I could think that they might give. I don't know. I don't know what else they give. Because you can't. I mean, I guess you can. You can't really do any range stuff unless they're going to make him throw his goddamn axe. It's going to fucking boomerang back to him like goddamn Captain America.
Right.
So unless they want to do some shit like that, I feel like it has to be that. Maybe blasting? Oh, that would be so lame. Please don't do blasting. Every Zerker would be so sad if they did blasting, dude.
I really want to see this turn backslash. The weird thing about the turn backslash in this awakening is that the mob doesn't get CC'd.
Also, I like that they're buffing the pre-awaken 100%. I just want you to picture it with me. Zerker, pre-awaken 100%.
The Zerker where he grows up?
Yeah, it sucks now. It sucks everybody in. No reason to have Valks or Mystics or Sorcs or literally any other suck. We got Berserker ulti. That would be insane. There's no way in hell they do that. That would be nutty as hell.
You think so?
Yeah, yes. Dude, that ulti is so underused. That ulti is already insane. It's just that the Awaken one is more insane. So everybody uses that.
Yeah, insanely bad.
No, it's insanely good, dude.
Does it do any damage?
It doesn't need to. That's not what it's used for. You don't use it for damage.
This is a damage killer, right?
Literally, I can't tell you the amount of times I literally will just backwards rocket jump into a fucking group of people, do pre-awaken ulti. It's the easiest wipe I've ever seen in my life for my fucking guild, like in a no door, honestly. Because it just...
So you're saying it does do damage?
It instantly stuns 10 people for like fucking like 5 seconds. They can't do anything. They're just stuck there. It's so easy.
Do you type anything to them? Do you have any macros set up that says like get gaped or something?
I probably should. It's not a bad idea.
Right after the stun?
Yeah.
Like Omega Lol pre-awake stun? Noobs?
I always tell Zerkers, like, listen, I know you want to frag out, but if you're not like 261, you shouldn't even be using your Awaken ulti, honestly. Just use the pre-awaken. It's so good. I mean, obviously, if you're in a 1v1, use the pre-awaken, but if you're in a like large-scale setting and you're not at least like 261 AP, don't even bother with the Awaken one, dude. You're gonna get like maybe one kill if you're lucky. Like, it's so much better to just stun an entire group of people and let everybody else come in and just get those easy fucking kills. But, yeah. Everybody watches Choice with 290 AP, one-shot people with his Awaken ulti, so that's what they wanted to do.
Dude, I'm just excited for these animations, man. I like that they're actually
re-rolling Sorc again when Succession comes out.
I don't know. I mean, by the time that comes out, I'm gonna end up being a Mystic, dude.
Yeah.
I already know.
What's Mystic Succession
I need fucking
be like, I wonder.
I don't know. I hope they give Mystic and Striker like water and fire animations for the pre-awakening. Otherwise, it's gonna be so dumb.
They're not going to, dude.
I hope they do, dude.
Not.
I really
they're
do.
Not. They're not that smart, dude.
The current animations are so boring on both of those classes. I don't know. Well, now I can't. My stack is all fucking. I can't even use the stack on that one character anymore. It's too high. It's a 51. I can't go for Triumph 51, right? That's about that. That's a 61.
Yeah, if it's 51. I mean, like, literally, if you don't have a single other thing and you feel like I need to hit this shit right fucking now, like, I would go. One more, but like.
No, I made a 35. Yeah. It just cost me like 300 mil to make because I kept succeeding everything I did.
All right,
trying to make it.
Zoom through these comments real quick. Well, actually, how long have we been recording? We might not need to.
No, we could do the comments. Let's do it. That's fine.
Sean says Succession. That is correct. That's the right way of saying it. Humanadize says, good podcast as always. When it comes to desync, Korea is one of the places with the most efficient internet in the world. Something similar when it comes to the amount of nodes in the game. The population is much larger, which translates into more fights and less node sniping. So I always have the feeling Prolobis lives in a bubble, and they just ignore those kinds of problems that simply don't occur over there, or even worse, they aren't aware of it. They developed this UI preaching they don't want to waste time and money making different interfaces for all the platforms, which is understandable. To be honest, I like it for the most part. My point is, I really hope they invest more time in the future into specific regions and make healthy changes, especially in the node/siege scene. TLDR, PA only cares for Korea more than TV Win. He's not the most skilled player, neither is he the most loved, but he is a pretty smart guy with some knowledge how the cacao hierarchy works behind the scenes. He also worked for Albion Online for a while. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, so Korea, yeah, I think everybody at this point realizes that Prolobis doesn't give two shits about NAEU.
I have to strongly disagree.
No, everybody's not a white knight knows that this is the case.
Dude, first of all, it's Cacao's responsibility to fucking make the servers feel better. The other thing is, like, obviously it's difficult compared to Korea because it's not just that their internet is efficient. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but the amount of ground they have to cover in infrastructure, like not Prolobis, but just their ISPs out there is like nothing. Like, it's so small and condensed that compared to the United States, it's like not even remotely close. There's just not as much travel. So yeah, they have really good internet because it's really cheap to roll out comparatively. And I don't think that Prolobis only cares for Korea. In fact, I actually think they probably care for NAEU's success as much or more than Korea, because I think at this point we have more players and probably make them more money. I'm not talking about mobile, just in BDO at this point. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they only care about that, but yeah, Cacao should definitely like do what they can to reduce like desync type stuff. The problem is, again, like you heard that guy on Terra, like all these action MMOs, like they're all desyncy as fuck in our country and EU, and it's just weird. I don't know. It could be better. I mean, I don't know what could Pearl Abyss do. I'm not a developer, right? So I don't know. What could they do like with the games, like coding itself to improve?
I don't know. I'm not a coder.
Well, Humanadize on next week's episodes, folks.
The one thing I can think of though is like, I mean, obviously it's such a huge investment, but I honestly think like it would be worth it if it could eliminate desync, not even entirely, but just eliminate it like a bit. Like, it's so bad.
To do what?
League of Legends set up their own, basically like highways, internet highways with ISPs that said like, hey, so we're going to use these essentially internet highways. This is my understanding of it. Fact check me if I'm wrong, commenters, I'm sure you will. They basically said we're going to use these basically internet highways to only use League, and that way there's no like or there's as little desync and lag and things like that as possible. It's going to be as fast as we can possibly fucking make it go from one place to the other, basically. Which is obviously a very expensive thing to do, but in a game like BDO where like desync is such a prevalent issue and it's like such an annoying issue for the players, and it makes players like me who suffer especially bad from desync, like compared to normal people, it makes me not want to PvP. Like just straight up, like I won't say I don't do 1v1s, but I don't care about 1v1s, nor have I ever, like, I don't take them seriously anymore because I can't. Because if I take 1v1 seriously, and then for 3 1v1s in a row, I land my grab, but on their screen they're not grabbed, and they're just sitting there hitting me in the back of the fucking head, and then I die for it, I'm going to lose my shit if I take that seriously. So I can't. Like, I straight up am just losing out on a part of, like, the content of this game that I would enjoy if this wasn't an issue. Or at least less of an issue.
Right. No, you're definitely right about that. I don't. One, I don't think it's viable for this game because, like, all right, League's player base is a whole nother story. You know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it would be an absolutely huge investment, and it's honestly, like, it's probably too late. If they wanted to do, or if they were going to do something like that, the time to do that would have been like right before the Steam launch hit. Where it's like you have all these like new players coming in and shit and spending a bunch of money.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Like, I wonder how that actually works now. With yeah, I mean it would obviously be awesome. Also, League still is different a little bit too because it's still like instance based, right? Like, aren't you playing with just your group of people?
Yeah, it is instance, but. The idea of, like, we're going to try to reduce the amount of time from point A to point B, which is you know, your computer to the server to the other person's computer. How can we reduce that? Oh, let's make our own fucking superhighway all the way across the United States. Like, you know, obviously, again, a huge investment, but, I mean, it paid off. So.
BDO 2, dude. They'll do it. I feel it.
Also, Moreland TV. We actually have talked with Moreland before. We wanted to have him on like a month or two ago, something like that. But unfortunately, he was out of town. But he did say that he would be happy to come on. So we will definitely have him on at some point. I just don't know when. We have a list of people in our heads, not like a literal list, but we know who we want to have on. We talk about it quite frequently about, oh, we could get this guy. We could ask this person. We could, you know, check this guy. Maybe they'll want to come on. So. And Moreland's definitely on there. Also, is he not? Do people hate Moreland? I've never heard anybody shit on Moreland.
Me neither. I've never heard anyone say anything about it.
I haven't either. I don't know what he isn't the most loved. Like, I mean, I guess that's technically true.
Was he hated in what game did he say he came from?
I don't know.
Hold on. Oh, Albion Online.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess technically that statement is true because saying that he isn't the most loved, that isn't saying that he's hated. He's just saying that he isn't the most loved. So I guess that's true. Because the most loved BDO personality, the most loved BDO personality, I think, has to be Masilas, right?
You think so?
I think so. Have you turned into that dude's stream? He's so fucking wholesome.
He is. You know, the moment he closed that stream, he's dropping M-bombs with Vert, dude.
All right, moving on. Ryan, I don't know how to say that last name. I think it's Evans?
Ryan Ivans?
Evans? I don't know.
That's a rap. That's like a musical artist name, Ryan Ivans.
Ryan Ivans says opinion on Blood Wolves. Frosty, you've grinded there.
Yeah, grinding in my videos.
Yeah.
Not in this one, though. I'm enhancing and watching YouTube videos on this one, so you're welcome, guys. I am also streaming or recording the comments so they can see them. I love Blood Wolves. I think it's a cool spot. I think that the raw silver per hour isn't the same, obviously, as like Histria or Secrea if you're really, really geared, but it's a nice change of pace that is still somewhat competitive. silver, and the Kaffir stones are nice, and you do get more skill points than those other places, and it's less dangerous. Plus, you can go on Arsha most of the time, and the PvP there is fun, and you don't have to use any tiers. So there's that. Yeah, that's all. It's cool. Cool spot. And we lost Rezlar. No idea how or why. I'm going to move on to this next one, and then when he comes back, Shenta Enfrax says, hi, loved the podcast and the guest. Really nice view on the community. I like your style, amigo, smiley face. New grind spot feels like budget history. I don't know if that's a shy problem, but the ground is so uneven, I get stuck a lot there, and the mobs do really hit hard, which makes that really annoying. Hope you are having a great day. Much love, Enfrax, heart. Thanks. Yeah, the new grind spot is weird. I don't know if I like it. They're like really, really weak history mobs. And yeah. Oh, and there goes Rezlar. So I imagine he just lagged out or whatever. We'll see what happens when he comes back. Hopefully, everything's fine. But yeah, it's a cool, it's an all right spot. I don't even know if it's good for lower geared people because the mobs hit hard. Like at my gear, it doesn't matter, but at other people with like 297 DP, I don't know, risking dying, you might as well just be in history, I guess. But the mobs do die faster, and I need those freaking crystals. Hey, welcome back. Oh, hey. You have an echo. Oh, no.
Dude, my power, bro.
Oh, your power went out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just the comments, so you want me to just finish it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go outside because my parents. Do I sound okay still? I mean, I know it's gonna be absolute shit tier quality, but can you hear me?
No, a little bit. It's like super quiet, and you're cutting out a little bit, and I can hear myself.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna mute my phone, and then read a comment, and then give your opinion, and then I'll say something really quick, and we'll do it like that, okay?
All right, let me turn you up here. I'm gonna regret this. Okay, say something.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Oh god, this is so bad.
It's so bad, dude.
All right. We can hear you. Just make sure you're muting in between your talking, dude. God damn it.
Okay, yeah. I got you.
Okay. Anyway, I was just talking about the this guy commented on the new grind spot, and yeah, the ground's uneven. It's kind of shitty. Hope we're having a great day. Thank you, Enfrax. Appreciate it. Tim says, at Rezlar, are you considering Archeage Unchained over BDO Unleashed?
No. I'm gonna play it on the side for a little while. I doubt it's gonna become my main game, personally.
King Pessimist says, thanks for answering my random question in the last podcast. I have another one. What is your memorable moment in BDO throughout your time? Let's see. Fuck. I guess one of the things that stands out to me is the day I hit back-to-back Tech Crescents, man. Like that, I felt like I won the lottery. Oh, those are good times. What about you, Russ? Your most memorable moment in BDO?
I think it has to be the enhancing video that we did in TBO. You know which one I'm talking about from Mina's perspective?
Yeah. I remember it. Where he says he does this Kamehameha nonsense.
Yeah, so basically what we did is we went for a guild tap, and we all went for different shit, like tri-yellows and tets and things like that, and literally everyone failed. I don't know what the odds of that are, but they're fucking low. But literally everybody failed their enhancement. Mina goes, should I go for the tri-ogre? And everybody's like, yeah, fucking do it. So he goes for it. We play Stereo Sand, and we all are screaming at the top of our lungs, and then he fucking gets it, and we all freak out. And it was honestly, like, hilarious and super fun.
Yeah. Little did he know that was not even getting into the game, dude. Barely. You guys had so far to go. It's kind of funny. All right,
Well,
this
at
guy.
the time, Tri-Ogre was huge, right? So that was like such a big thing.
Right. This guy, Ruby Eraser, says more DP doesn't equal less AP. What it does equal is you're spending all your money on DP for a period of time instead of AP, end quote, Rezlar. He was quoting you. And then he says, I feel that this statement, while correct some of the time, is more of an issue with a hive mind mentality of sorts. Given the time I had to put towards the game, I invested in Akum armor, which has a bit less in stats than boss, but is easier to Kaffir's and to reach pen, which means that I have higher DP for possibly the same amount of money, cheaper pen plus easier Kaffir's, and in a real world experience, I haven't noticed a difference against opponents with boss armor, everybody, in parentheses. This obviously doesn't apply to everybody, but I do think more of the player base should consider their own build for their needs rather than looking at the top 1% and going for their gear choice when they might not have all the same resources available. Look, my issue, while I agree with what you're saying, my issue with it is that when you invest in something that isn't the top 1% of the armor you need to be going for, is that after you're done investing in it, it's like a loss. I don't know. You lose out. You lose 15% of your Kaffir stones. You invest the silver enhancing the armor that eventually is probably going to sell for min or low, close to min price with tax. So that's why. But I guess there's like some exceptions. Like you could do helm, and I've seen some people do Panakum gloves and stuff. So yeah. I see what you're saying. I still think there's nothing wrong with just getting boss armors to pen, honestly. And now that they're dropping in price, after I finish buying all mine, you guys should start buying them too. Swaggy Dude says, every single week I want to leave a comment, but never really do because I usually listen to your podcasts while grinding and afterwards simply forget. Oh, well, today is the day. EU 610 plus Musa here, and I just want to express my gratitude for your work and effort. It's really enjoyable and usually very interesting to me. The topics are well picked, even if sometimes not as in-depth as I would like it to be. But time is limited, I guess. Yeah, I guess. The 3-hour podcast in our limited time. Always happy if your videos pop up in my sub feed. Thanks, guys. Love the energy you put into this. That being said, I always get so immensely sad when I think about the potential BDO and what could be if there was just more creativity and what I could do with the game content wise. This itch kind of gets soothed when I see you guys feel the same. All right, do not lump me in with you and Rezlar's hive mind of thinking the game sucks, all right?
Also, sorry, this one's so shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they could do that would make the game a lot better, and hopefully they slowly do. My fingers are crossed, and I'm holding out hope for that Ordelita update to see if whatever they think is group content is actually good. We'll see. And yeah, I think actually Rezlar didn't, he wasn't super clear because I had to adjust his volume and stuff, but basically he said his power went out while we were recording. So now he's outside in the pouring rain on his phone trying to finish the podcast, right? And he could be struck by lightning at any time. Corbin Proxy says, hey, love the podcast. Was me XD286 Sorc in GVG. Good fights last night. I think that's you, Rezlar. Were you in a GVG last week?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. Hello.
All right. What do I do with this Jordan Crawford post?
Ignore it. Move on.
All right. I'll just give his conclusion is, but other than that, it was a great podcast. Sneedo win. Not the worst says Blood Wolves grind OP. And Truck 33099 replies, says, yeah, some guy doing videos on it. LOL. There's a guy who does the elite, like channel hop elite thing, and he like spreadsheet it for some crazy amount of hours, and he was averaging like 110 mil an hour or something like that. I mean, that's the one thing that I like about Blood Wolves too, is like Polys is decent money per hour, but Blood Wolves occasionally you get that Eye of the Ruins ring, which is a nice boost and feels good. I like getting rare drops, so instant 50 mil always feels good.
Did you check that guy's YouTube channel?
Whose? Oh yeah, that is the guy. I'm an idiot. Yeah, not the worst. That is his YouTube video. I'm an idiot. I forgot. I actually knew that when I read it like 4 days ago, and it just blanked on it right now. Yes, it's not the worst videos, right? Am I
No,
crazy?
that's right.
Yeah, okay. Keep up the good. Look, dude, a super famous YouTuber is watching the podcast or just trolling our comments. Not Jororo says DK PvP is all about lingering frontal guard from C swaps, and our iframes don't work properly. They have huge gaps. This is at Rezlar saying DK is all about iframes. Edited for clarity. Not the worst, a super accurate comment. Laxon replies, all we ask for is fixed gaps and more damage. The class has good kit, otherwise would be nice with either a good ulti, Rabam, or rage skill, though. At least one of those. Yeah. Fix the gaps in the 2 major super armor skills. Maybe give you guys a little bit better 50%. Completely just change your Wheel of Fortune Rabam, because the thing is crap, and you'd be good to go. As far as what Rezlar was saying last week, I actually was thinking about this more after. And Rezlar, you're insane for thinking any of the classes are based on one type of protection. I feel like you have to rotate so many different types of protections that it's like Sorc has more iframes, but it's still like the thing that protects it the most is its frontal guard. Like almost 90% of the time, you're in a frontal guard. I don't know. Anyway,
I was just saying, I wasn't saying that classes only have one type of protection. I was saying that classes tend to have like a signature type of protection. So like Sorcs, yeah, they use a lot of frontal guard, but their signature protection, what they are known for doing, is iframe. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, well, but I guess my argument is that they're only known for doing that because people cry about iframes. They don't realize most of the time their shit's just getting blocked by frontals when they're against the sword. All right, Austin Lassiter says, personally, I see evasion as a stat where if you're on your feet, it's very effective, but the second you get knocked down, then all your evasion bonuses are gone until you stand back up. This way, there's an actual counter to massive evasion stacking. So if you're a high SA class, go evasion, low SA class, go DR. Buff DR effectiveness on all blocks, but not all FG skills and SA abilities. I like the idea of buffing DR's effectiveness on just blocks, not frontal guard. I don't know about SA abilities as well, though. That sounds like you're just trying to buff Wiz Witch, which I don't think they need that buff. Maybe a buff, but not that one. I like the idea of what you're saying. I don't know if all your evasion bonuses are gone, but maybe reduced in effectiveness. I don't know. Hidden Ghost says, oh, ye. Warzy Portugal says, are you guys from E or NA? And Lussels replied for us, said NA. Wicala, I feel like I already knew that pronunciation. Now I forgot it, so I apologize. They say hello. Magni5 Cream says, another great podcast. Frosty, Noah seems to like the game more than Rez. Replacement. PS, do some ASMR. Noah's just a more positive person than Rez, all right? Rez is you got to remember, he's doing half of this podcast in the rain. Mark Ribalta says, Rezlar and Frosty are yin and yang. That's why it works. That's right. Good cop, dumb cop. Jeff M says, I'm pretty hyped about Tamer Succession. I fucking hate, absolutely despise the new UI. Interactions with NPCs are so frustrating. It really hurt my enjoyment this past week. I really hope they give us the choice. No, Jeff M, just learn it. It's actually, I'm not kidding. If you can learn to use your keyboard, it's so much faster in the new UI, even talking to NPCs. I hated it the first day because I didn't understand it. But now that I do, I think it's way more efficient. You could still dislike the design, but it is actually really fast if you use the hotkeys. Nayashi says to clear up. Nayashi commented about we were talking about the Maewa succession last week. And Nayashi commented to clear up. He says, to clear up what Rezlar was saying, we can spam decapitation, but when on cooldown, you can't CC and the damage is slightly less. And on cooldown, usage doesn't build the stack. The thing is, the stack building is awkwardly high and is essentially useless. In large scale or even 1v1, using decapitation is risky as it's unprotected. And not only that, the skills you can use the stacks on are ultimately not worth it at all. Dragon Bite, Carver, and Decapitation change to the Tiger Blade version and gain SA, but they don't increase the damage much, if at all, and they aren't worth it. Like I said, it needs to be skills that are more impactful. When you guys were saying Maywa buff stack being 1 to 2 is too low and would be OP, look at Mooses. They legit spam 3 range bloomings by just using the buff once per blooming usage from using skills, and they always spam like D-Bite, Blind Slash, and something else. The only downside is it uses 600 stamina to use blooming on cooldown with this buff, but it stuns, drains, and they can mouse move it to turn it completely around, basically do a spray and pray blooming. What the fuck, broken much? I mean, I wasn't making the argument that the Mooses wasn't busted. I just was saying to give, because not like Maywa's Succession doesn't have any protection. I was just saying if you give it an additional SA every 10 seconds on top of what it already has might be kind of crazy. I'm sure there's a balance somewhere in there. That'll never be reached by the developers. Mark Ribalta says, listen, if you skip another week of VP, my suicide will be, I'll be joining the Discord. All right, that's very dark, but I appreciate the comment. And that's it. Rezlar, you got any last low quality rains pouring down words for us?
Oh, what, you don't want me to do the outro?
No, I'm gonna probably do the outro. I mean, you can edit something in afterwards if you like. Okay, so join the Discord first of all. Remember, General Morris is going to be on next week. He is a really, really good archer. I linked his YouTube channel in the guest questions section, and I also linked one of his YouTube videos in the notifications on the Discord. If you have any questions for him, ask in the guest questions, and if they're good or we didn't already cover them when talking to him, we will read those on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you share it with your friends and family and on guild chat and so on and so forth. Let's get the word out there. We need more viewers. We gotta withstand this Archeage onslaught. You know, we're in dark times right now. Dark times. And yeah, one day I will be streaming twitch.tv/SoFrosty. So hopefully I get that going soon, but today is not that day. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and yeah, see you next time.